Hello everyone, and I just want to say again that I miss you guys and I hope you're holding up strong. If you have anything at all that you want to ask me about anything, I can try to answer some of your questions. I know it's getting towards the end of the year and some of you guys are getting antsy. Try to stay with me, do the best you can. If you have any questions or concerns, you know I'm there for you to reach out. Email, Remind101. Just don't be afraid to reach out to me, okay? Anyway, let's talk about another formula for area when we have a triangle, and this one is called SSS area formula. And if you think back, this is actually would have been super handy in the past when you needed to find the area of something. It's just when you're given three sides of a triangle, how do you find the area? You do not need to know one single angle or anything in between. So this theorem is called Heron's formula. And it says, let A, B, and C be the sides of a triangle. And we also have, so to do this formula, there are actually two things you need to do before you can get the answer. The first thing you need to find is called the semi-perimeter, okay? What this does is this allows me to then use Heron's formula. So what I'm going to start out with today is just how to find the semi-perimeter. And the way we do that is we're just going to add up the three sides and then divide by 2. Once we find the semi-perimeter, then I'll actually talk about how to find the area. But let's just focus on that too. So to find this, let's focus on the semi-perimeter first, I should say. So to find the semi-perimeter, let's go to our first example. So our first example says, find the semi-perimeter of the following triangle. This is not the area, okay? This is just something that's going to help me find the area. So what is the semi-perimeter? And it's often called S. That means you're going to add up the three sides and divide by 2. So if I have a triangle of 7 inches, 11 inches, and 5 inches, I'm going to add these together. The semi-perimeter is 11 plus 5 plus 7 divided by 2, which is 23 over 2, which is just equal to 11.5 inches. This is not the area, it's just the semi-perimeter. It's semi-perimeter, semi means half, so it's just half of the perimeter. You add up the three sides and divide by 2. This is what we use in Heron's formula. So in this case, the semi-perimeter is going to be 11.5 inches. Okay? So how do we use, this isn't hard to find, how do we use the semi-perimeter to actually find the area using Heron's formula? So our next example says, use Heron's formula to find the area of the triangle. So before I do anything else, we just practice finding semi-perimeter. Let's do that. So the semi-perimeter is we're going to add up the three sides, and we're going to divide them by 2, half of the perimeter. So it's just going to give me 6 plus 9 plus 13 is going to give me 28 divided by 2. My semi-perimeter is 14. Okay? But now how do we use semi-perimeter to find the area? So let's go back to our first page. On this first page, we see it says, then the area of triangle ABC is given by the square root of S, the semi-perimeter, times S minus A, the semi-perimeter minus one side, times S minus B, the semi-perimeter minus the other side, times S minus C, the semi-perimeter minus the third side. So the semi-perimeter comes in super handy here, and if you plug into this, then you'll find the area. This is why you must be given all three sides to use Heron's formula, because we're using the three sides and subtracting them from the semi-perimeter, and then multiplying them all together by the semi-perimeter and taking the square root. Okay? So let's go back to our example. I'm going to write Heron's formula over here. This gives me the area, so it's the semi-perimeter times the semi-perimeter minus the side, times the semi-perimeter minus the other side, times the semi-perimeter minus the third side. Okay? And this will get me my area. Remember, the semi-perimeter is just half the perimeter. You only use it to find Heron's, it doesn't give you the area. So now, my semi-perimeter here is 14. So what is this going to look like? Well, let's just start plugging in. So I'm going to have, my area is equal to the square root of okay? It's going to be my semi-perimeter is 14. My semi-perimeter minus one of my sides. So 14 minus, and I'll do my side of 6, times my semi-perimeter minus my other side, 9, times my semi-perimeter minus my third side, which is 13. Okay? Before I do any calculations at all, I'm just going to clean this up. So I'll have the square root of 14 times 14 minus 6 is just 8. 14 minus 9 is 5. 14 minus 13 is 1. So what am I really multiplying? The square root of 14 times 8 times 5 times 1, which is 560. So my area is the square root of 560, which is 23.66 units squared. Now here's the thing. If you actually look back to the last section, the SAS area, this was the last example I gave you on the notes. And what you had to do was you had to find an angle using law of cosines, and then use the SAS formula to find the area of the triangle. If you look back at those notes, you'll see that the area of the triangle using SAS was 23.66 units squared. We just got that the area using Heron's of the same triangle is 23.66 units squared. This tells me that both of my answers were correct. So there are actually two ways to find the area of this triangle, but if you know Heron's formula and you're given the three sides, might as well just use that. But that just confirms to you that this answer is correct, and so is the answer in the last section. Okay? And let's just go through our last and final example here. This is almost like a you try problem, but I just wanted to go through one more example because Heron's formula can get, just very long. So the first step you want to do for this one is just find the semi-perimeter. Remember, semi-perimeter, half of the perimeter. So add the three sides, 25 plus 19 plus 32, divide by 2. So you'll get that your semi-perimeter is equal to 38. Okay, and there's no units, so you can make it 32 units. Okay, last but not least, what are we going to do? Now we're going to find the area. Heron's formula tells me square root of S times S minus one side, the semi-perimeter minus another side, and then the semi-perimeter minus the third side. And you can do that in any order. Doesn't matter which side comes first. Okay, you're using all of them. So I'll just start. So my semi-perimeter is 38. So I'll have the square root of 38 times S minus A. So my semi-perimeter is 38 minus one of my sides. I'll start with the smallest one of 19. Times my semi-perimeter minus my other side, 25. Times my semi-perimeter minus my third side, which is 32. Okay? So now what are we doing from here? We're going to clean this up a little bit. What I'm going to do is, before I even plug in this whole mess in your calculator, I wouldn't plug in at the last step. I would clean up 38 minus 19, 38 minus 25, 38 minus 32, because if you just plug it all in, you're not really careful, you might get the wrong answer. So I have the square root of 38. 38 minus 19, of course, is 19. 38 minus 25 is 13. And then 38 minus 32 is, of course, 6. So now I'll plug that into my calculator, and it'll be the area is equal to the square root of 38 times 19 times 13 times 6. And if you do that, it's a square root of 56,316. Take the square root and you'll get that my area for this triangle is 237.31 units squared. And you will see all different, if you need more reinforcement, you'll see all different examples of Heron's online. There aren't too many word problems here because a lot of times it's just, find the area. They look very similar to these problems. This section doesn't really kill you. So if we were in school, we would pretty much be going through the same examples pretty quickly. SAS this. You will have a quiz. Of course, I've been giving you little quizzes on everything. I'm not going to test you on SAS and Heron, so you won't have a test, but you will probably have another test, of course, at least one more test before the marking period or the school year ends, but it's probably not going to be on this. Okay? Keep up the good work. If you need more examples, you can contact me. Don't forget, check the worked out examples online if you need just to look at my work. Rewatch the videos. Make sure you're watching the videos. I'm making them to help you. And make sure you're staying sharp on everything, okay? A lot of you guys, if you have to take, any, especially juniors, you're going in next year, make sure you're taking this stuff seriously so you don't fall too far behind. Okay? Keep up the good work, guys, and hopefully I'll see you real soon.